Hello and welcome to today's webinar, Resumes. My name is Amalinda Rosito, pronouns she, her, hers, and I'm the Associate Director for Programming and Internal Relations with the UConn Center for Career Development. In this video, we'll cover resume basics, including what is a resume, types of resumes, resume guidelines, and the required and recommended categories you should have on your resume. First, we'll go over the basics of a resume. A resume is a document that presents critical and relevant information to the reader, which could be an employer or a graduate school. It's typically a one-page document that highlights your educational background, experiences, accomplishments, skills, and interests, though it could be longer depending on your industry and depth of experiences. It's the most important document in marketing yourself professionally, so you want to make a good first impression. The goal of a resume is to get an interview, and the interview is what gets you the position. There are three types of resumes: a master resume, an industry-oriented resume, and a resume you tailor for specific positions. The length and content of each depends on the audience. Your master resume is a document that you use for yourself to keep track of everything you've done. Since it's just for you, it can be as long as you want or need it to be. From there, you can pick and choose the most relevant experiences to create a tailored 1- or 2-page resume for a specific position. An industry-oriented resume is a more narrow version of your master resume that is tailored to a specific industry or field. Your industry-oriented resume is still for yourself, but instead of including everything on your master resume, it includes just the most relevant content for that industry. From there, you can make small adjustments to your industry resume in order to tailor it to a specific position. The tables on the slide show the differences between a college resume and a high school resume. A high school resume will include a list of involvements or jobs and is usually accompanied by other documents such as test scores and personal statements when applying to college. The college resume is more developed and includes outcomes, skills, and responsibilities from your experiences. It is typically the first document employers will see when considering giving you an opportunity to interview with them. The college resume is usually accompanied by a cover letter. You will begin transitioning your high school resume to a college resume your first year of college. What do you notice about this resume? Are the sections organized well? Is there too much information on the page? Is the information well spaced? Can you find the section headings okay? Remember, a college or employer is looking at your resume for about 10 to 30 seconds. That's right, only 10 to 30 seconds, which isn't a lot of time, so it must make a good first impression. The resume should contain necessary information such as your contact information, an objective statement, information about your education and skills, your experiences and involvement, and other important information you feel a college or employer should know about you. Remember, quality over quantity. When you are creating a resume, we have some general rules that you should follow. An undergraduate resume should be 1 page in length. In some fields and for graduate program applications, a 2-page resume may be standard, so students in these fields may have a longer resume. Margins should be 1/2 inch to 1 inch. The margins you choose should be the same on each side of the page. Your font should be within 10.5 and 12. This may vary for your name as well as section headings. You'll want to choose an easy-to-read font that is commonly found on most computers. This includes Times New Roman, Garamond, Arial, or Calibri. All of these are really good choices. Be consistent with formatting. Each experience and activity you include on your resume should include what we call the core 4. That includes the organization, location, position title, and dates of involvement formatted in months and years. Be consistent with using bold and italics. In the example shown, all of the organizations are bolded and position titles are italicized. Avoid abbreviations except states as well as industry-specific programs and certifications such as CPR and SPSS. Do not use templates, grids, or tables to format your resume. When using a template, you run the risk of your resume looking like another applicant's if they use the same template. Plus, templates are harder to customize if you want to include more tailored content. Additionally, many applications require online submissions and use computer software called applicant tracking systems to scan your resume for keywords. This software does not read templates, grids, or tables very well and might reject your resume simply because it can't read it. Lastly, your resume should not have any typos or errors. Do not rely solely on spell check. Now we'll go over the basic categories included on a resume. An employer will look at a resume anywhere from 6 to 30 seconds before putting it in a yes, no, or maybe pile. Therefore, it is really important to make a good first impression to maximize your chances of being sorted into the yes pile. Notice how the sections are easy to find, the information is well organized, and the document is pleasing to the eye. We'll go into each of these sections more in depth. Your contact information should be at the top of your document. List your full name in large, bold font. Include a mailing address. Be sure to spell things out like road, street, or drive. However, states may be abbreviated. Include your phone number and be sure to have an appropriate voicemail set up. Things like ringback tones, funny voicemails, or voicemails with no names listed may appear as unprofessional to a college or employer. Lastly, list your email address. It should be professional, like the Gmail address listed in the example. After your contact information, you may choose to include an objective statement. Though optional, an objective statement is a great way to really tailor your resume to a specific position and highlight relevant skills you possess and will demonstrate in your bullet point statements. Objective statements contain 3 parts. They list the position or title you are applying for, they include the field, industry, or company, and they list 2 to 3 transferable skills that you possess that are relevant to the position. These skills can generally be found in the position's description. Transferable skills are abilities, attributes, and personal qualities that someone possesses and can be used across industry lines. Some examples of transferable skills include administrative skills, interpersonal skills, leadership skills, and verbal and written communication skills. Because you can develop these skills at one experience, like volunteering at a hospital, and use them at another experience, like a summer internship or a job after graduation. The next section on your resume is the education section. Include your high school fully spelled out. Do not abbreviate it. List the location including your city and state. Below that, include high school diploma and your graduation date. Below high school diploma, you may also list your GPA out of a 4.0 scale, particularly if it is a 3.0 or above. If you have any awards, scholarships, and/or have been inducted into any organizations, you may include an honors and awards section below your GPA. After your education section, you may have one or more sections for experience and activities. You may include jobs, internships, volunteer work, club memberships, and other activities both paid and unpaid. Each experience should be formatted consistently, including the core 4, which as a reminder is the organization, location, your title, and the time period you were there in months and years. You may list present as the end date if you are still engaged in the experience. If this is a seasonal experience that you have held over multiple years, like a job that you worked during summer and breaks, you can put seasonal in parentheses next to the dates on the right. Below each experience, you may choose to include bullet point statements to highlight what you did at the job or the activity. Within each section, each experience and activity should be listed in reverse chronological order, meaning you will list the most recent position first. When ordering positions, order according to the end dates first. If you have multiple positions with the same end date, use the starting date to determine the order. For example, a position from May 2017 to August 2017 would come before a position from January 2017 to August 2017 because May 2017 is more recent than January 2017. Consider adding your participation with the PreCollege Summer program to your resume. As shown in the screen, you will begin by highlighting the program name, followed by the University of Connecticut, city, and state. Your position title will be labeled as participant, followed by the starting and ending month and year. If the program starts and ends in the same month, you only have to list the month and year once. The example shown on this screen is just that, an example. If you formatted your resume a different way, that's completely okay. Use the example on this screen to ensure you're including all of the necessary information regarding PreCollege Summer. The skills section lists hard skills or technical skills, which are defined as measurable. This could include computer, language, laboratory, as well as certifications. These types of skills can be demonstrated to an employer through a certification or test of ability. For instance, if an employer asks you to create a PowerPoint for a presentation, they will immediately know if you have the necessary skills based on your ability to complete the task. Your resume is your document that you can customize to fit your experiences and tailor for the college or position you're applying for. There are all sorts of other experiences and sections you can include, such as leadership experience, research experience, volunteer experience, academic projects, and interests. As you think about college, you should reflect on the experiences you've participated in and the skills you've learned. You should challenge yourself to try new opportunities that will help you build on the skills that you may need to work on. Remember, college admissions value quality over quantity. For example, one long-term volunteering experience may be more valued than many one-day experiences. Now that you know this, think about what experiences are better suited to fill the empty spaces on your resume. Thank you for joining us today and have a great rest of your day.